YouTube, how's it going? D.l.Y man Glen here on this little DIY channel. Take 35 on this video. Happens sometimes. Right, 150mm by 25mm by 2 meters long. Timber for boxing concrete. They use it for the edging of boxing up concrete paths and whatnot. What I'm using it for though is a set of just very commercial, just for resource gear shelves for a container that they have in over at St John headquarters. I'm quite heavily involved in St John and they've contracted me to make some shelves up. So I'm planing the edges there and planing the faces just to get rid of the splinter factor, the rough sawn at this stage. This will be the ends. I'll make up little bases to stick the shelves to, blah. And this video is sort of in and around a few jigs I've made up to make life easier for myself. So just a couple of pegs, whack my piece of wood in there, like planer, and it holds it nice and safe and square and blah. And what I try and do too, especially if I'm using my planer for extended lengths of time, to stop the fact that I may run over the cord, I put it up on a high point, so I've got that just plugged up, tied up over the shed door here. So that's just a good handy tip, and it stops the cord from being run over with the blade inadvertently, because that's actually quite common with these planers. You can do that quite easily. Alright, I'll get back to you with some more tips and jigs and stuff as the job progresses. Cool. 2.5 hours later, and I thought I'd share the last piece, last edge and last face. So I'll just slide it into that bullet there, put the head protection on. To tell you the truth, I'm actually a little bit happy that's over. It's been a long time of doing that same system. Cool. So here we are. Got some sides made. And the shelves will go in between here. Yiddy! How I achieved those is I made up the simple little jig. Yeah, just 3 bits like that, and that way I don't have to measure every single one individually. It takes away the measurement time this way. So it simply goes in the gap here, and this one goes in this gap here, and I've got some wedges here to just hold this piece in. Love wooden wedges, they rock. Bit of a clamp. Hold that tight against there. These are the support pieces for the shelves. They're about 3mm, 4mm narrower. As I said, it's only very commercial shelves, doesn't have to look pretty. Bit of under and over. And then I just simply screw them together. I'm a lazy man, I like thinking about something once and just cruising through the process for the rest of the time. Yeah, that's another thing too. If I'm screwing things in like this, I like to put a screw on a skew running that way, And then I like to put a screw on a skew running this way. And that simply just makes a little bit of a stronger joint by crisscrossing the threads of the screws. And skew and screw could be a tongue twister. One from the right, one from the left. Bada bing, bada bing. Yeah, it's all about just saving time, eh? Especially when you're doing things as a job, like commercially. The least amount of time I can spend building it, the least amount of time I have to spend building it. Get paid quicker, type deal. Two more. And that's the last of 6 sides. All made in 2 minutes or so, you know. 2 minutes per side, all good. That's the wedges. Frame out exactly the same as that one. That should be, oh no, I've got one more left to make. 3 sets, and I've got one more left to make, but the shelves are wider. Cool, have a good one. I'll get back to you with some more. Quite happy with the process so far. Yeah, they're a bit wobbly. Just in that shelf's too high for not wide enough base. But how I've sort of overcome that is I've just cut some leg extensions for them. They're screwed on there temporarily, so when I transport them they don't fall off. And I'll screw them down there and they'll poke out a bit and it'll take the wobble out of that, but I'll do that when I know the level of the floor of the container. 2 of them done and dusted. And as I said before, I'm a great believer in measure once. Sort out a system so you don't have to carry on measuring. Made a T-square. T-square bumps up against the flush edge of that. Make sure each one of these pieces is 2 metre long, or however long your shelf is. And as long as you stick to these principles, square it up against there. Make sure the whole lot's square against here. And bump a tiny square up against there so it squares the back edge. And then off you go with your screw gun and you screw it all in. Two per shelf. Holds it all together. Obviously this works vice versa this side. Bump, make sure it's tight. Bump, make sure that gap's tight. Make sure that's square. Make sure it's flush up against this edge. And you should be golden. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so the other day I had my father and my sister here to hold both sides of these shelves while I put them together. And then I thought I haven't got that support now and I've got to work out a way of doing it myself. So basically temporarily screwed the side of the frame to this shelf and set that one up 2 metres apart and screwed that one onto it. So now when I grab my sets of shelves, better not call me a liar, it better fit. Flush it up. Screw this in. Pull that in tight. All done and dusted. Yeah, and that's about it for this little shelf video, I think. So there'll be a link to my Facebook below. Do the like, thumbs up and share thing. Yeah, have a good one.